Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I am here to give you my Sephora spring savings event recommendations. These are my favorite, most recommended products that I can't stop using that you can find at Sephora this time around. I'm going to put the dates of the Sephora savings event on the screen. I have makeup and skincare and some hair care and also a few fragrances that I want to talk about today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have all of the links to all of these videos in the description box below, and I'm also going to have them tagged on the screen throughout the video. So if you're shopping for any of these, please use my links or my tagged products to shop. It tremendously helps out my channel. When you do that, whenever you want to help any of your favorite content creators, make sure you're shopping from their links or using their codes. It is the best way you can help them or me out. I think I'm going to start with skincare, and honestly I have not really changed my skincare routine much, and I also have a very minimal skincare routine at the moment. I have a baby that is 10 months old right now, and it leaves me less me time than I used to have at the moment, so I have shortened my skincare routine. During the daytime, my products that I use have not changed at all, and they are both from Charlotte Tilbury, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream, which is my favorite product to use under makeup, and the Eye Rescue. Now, if I'm going to be completely transparent with you, last time I bought Magic Cream, I bought it from the Charlotte Tilbury website with a big discount, more than 20% off. She doesn't unfortunately do big discounts often, but I was able to snatch it for 50% off. So I don't know if maybe you want to hold off or not. I don't know that she'll do it again because it was a Disney collection that she sold for cheaper. But with that said, I can't live without my Magic Cream. I absolutely love it, and to get it with any discount is amazing. For the under eyes, this Magic Eye Rescue from Charlotte Tilbury has a bit of retinol in it, and it's a very brightening, very glowy eye cream to use under the eye, so it helps a lot with dark circles, and I absolutely love it. And this is the only eye cream that I'm using at the moment. At night, I sometimes skip eye cream altogether. For my nighttime routine, my most recommended product forever has been the Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melter to take off your makeup. So once again, there's just nothing better that I have tried. I absolutely love this. I've been using it for what, like 6-7 years now, and I always go back to this product. So if you're looking for a makeup melter and you haven't tried this yet, what are you doing? Definitely give it a try. For my cleanser, because I have very dry skin, the main thing I look for is for my cleansers to be hydrating and not strip my face of moisture. And so I have two that I really love that I wanted to suggest to you, both of which are very similar in price. One of them is this Glow Recipe Ceramides Avocado Moisture Barrier cleanser right here, which I absolutely love. I'm a little annoyed at the packaging because you have to squeeze it very hard for the product to come out, but with that said, it's a fantastic cleanser. It protects my skin barrier and it leaves my skin hydrated. And then the other one that I also really love is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. As you can see, I fully finished mine, the Charlotte Magic Hydration Revival Cleanser. For some reason I had it in my mind that this was like super expensive and that it probably wasn't worth it. And then I looked at the prices and I'm like, it's like the same price. So this is actually even more hydrating than the one from Glow Recipe. I absolutely loved when I was using it. It cleanses incredibly, it foams up very nicely. And so if you're looking for a really hydrating cleanser, I highly suggest that you get your hands on this one. Lastly, my nighttime moisturizer has been this one right here from Caudalie. For at least the past 2 to 2.5 years, I did stop wearing it when I was pregnant because I was scared that the anti-aging ingredients weren't allowed during pregnancy, but obviously I have been back to this one, and this is a very pricey product. However, it does have very strong anti-aging ingredients. It is an extremely potent, rich, hydrating cream, and I've been using it without a serum or an eye cream. This is kind of like my all-in-one nighttime cream product, and to be honest, I haven't felt the need to add more products into my routine because this is that fantastic of a product. Like, it has the serum ingredients in it, it has the retinol and the resveratrol and like all of the anti-aging ingredients that you might need. They are inside this jar already. It is a pretty potent product, so I don't feel the need to use an anti-aging serum as well. And it is so richly hydrating that I even feel comfortable putting it like on the skin around my eyes. It's kind of like this all-in-one fantastic, richly creamy, hydrating product that is noticeably anti-aging. I honestly don't even feel the need to exfoliate my face since I've been using this one, because the retinol helps with the pores and helps kind of exfoliate the skin as well. So if you think about it that way, as this like all-encompassing product, it might absolutely be worth it despite the price tag. I personally love it. I've been wearing it forever and I highly recommend it. I think I'm going to just go ahead and go through my makeup section and leave hair care and fragrance for last. And I gotta say, I'm pretty proud because my makeup section this time around is smaller than ever before. I really did my best, the best I could at least, at narrowing down my choices this time around. So let's go ahead and get started. With brows, the Rare Beauty Eyebrow Gel will forever be my #1 brow gel recommendation, and you don't have to want to have feathery looking brows or the laminated effect to want to have this one in your collection, because yes, this does have that beautiful strong hold that kind of laminates your brows for you if you put it on before you do your eyebrow pencil. So if you want to use it that way, you absolutely can. It is a fantastic product that way. But also if you just quickly fill in your eyebrows all throughout and then you very lightly comb a gel through them just so that you keep your hairs in place, well, this actually also works for that. It is my favorite brow gel for any kind of eyebrow style you might do. So if you are on the market for a brow gel, this is definitely my #1 by far, above all others. When it comes to brow pens or brow pencils, I'm actually going to go with Benefit, like all the way Benefit. The Benefit Precise in my brow pencil is pigmented. It works fantastic with a gel underneath or without, and it gives you beautiful hair-like strokes. It fills in your eyebrow incredibly easily, and I highly recommend it. I've tried, I'm not gonna say all brow pencils at Sephora, but I've tried a big majority of them, and this has been what I've been using for the past several years. I used to, during these videos, always also suggest the Charlotte Tilbury eyebrow pencil because it has refills and you can get the refills for a lot less expensive, and it's also a really good eyebrow pencil. However, if we're talking about the Sephora savings event specifically, I noticed recently that whilst you still can buy Charlotte Tilbury's brow pencil from Sephora, you can no longer buy the refills. So I'm taking that suggestion out this time around because when it comes to like one brow pencil, refills aside, that is the best. I think this one definitely wins. And then this is actually a newer product from Benefit, the Benefit Brow Pen, which, in order to show you how it looks, it is exclusively what I'm using on my eyebrows today. And it is a fantastic brow pen. I have mine in shade 5. I wish I had shade 6, I think, even though this one looks pretty natural. Take a look at the 3 little tips that this pen has. It creates beautiful hair-like strokes, and it fills in your eyebrows really fast because you're doing 3 strokes as opposed to 1. This I tried semi-recently and it instantly became a favorite product in my routine. I absolutely love it and I highly recommend it. I have 2 makeup primers to suggest to you that do slightly different things, and then I also have a makeup primer adjacent that I'm going to talk about today. My favorite, #1 most used, most highly suggested makeup primer ever has to definitely be the Tasha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. This is a hydrating primer that simply just erases your pores as it goes. It's going to keep your makeup lasting long. It's going to blur the skin, and it kind of hydrates but also helps prevent oils at the same time on the face. I know this is pricey, but once you try this primer, I feel like there's no going back, okay? This has been a main primer in my collection for several years at this point, and I honestly haven't tried anything better when it comes to a primer that is going to blur pores and also still hydrate at the same time. A lot of blurring primers are made for oily skin, and so they are very dehydrating to my dry skin, but this is blurring and hydrating at the same time without being oily or making you look oily in any way. It's beautiful, and if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend that you do. The other primer, and this one's a newer one that I also really love, is from One Size Beauty. It is a hydrating primer. It's called the Secure the Glow Primer. It's a tacky hydrating primer, but it's not super tacky, it's barely tacky. However, I absolutely love it because the tiny bit of tackiness to it I promise you, makes any foundation you put on top have more coverage than you noticed it having before. Like if I had a foundation that took a lot of building up in order to get it to cover my redness, if I put this primer underneath it, it covers my redness so much faster because of that tiny bit of tackiness to it. Besides that, it's also a hydrating primer as well. And so for all of those reasons, I absolutely love it, and I also highly recommend it. My primer adjacent, I feel like One Size Beauty is winning in the primer category, okay? My primer adjacent is not necessarily a primer, but a foundation mixer type of product. I tried this a few weeks ago and I have not been able to stop using it since. This is a One Size Beauty B12 base thinner. If you have dry skin, or if you simply like very natural looking makeup, any foundation you have in your collection that is a bit too thick, a bit too much coverage, a bit too heavy on your skin, you can simply mix with a pump of this incredible product right here, and it becomes much more lightweight, much more glowy, and much more natural looking overall. This is a game changer in my opinion, and a must-have product this season. If you have not tried this and you have any of those issues I discussed, I highly recommend it. If you feel like maybe sometimes you wish any of your foundations were just a bit more natural looking, this is what you need right here. What a spectacular product. I've been mixing it with so many foundations and it works wonders with all of them. It's fantastic. Moving on to the foundation slash base category. Usually I give you guys a lot of suggestions, but I am bringing it back to the basics this time around. I was thinking about a skin tint to suggest to you. I don't even have a skin tint to suggest to you because when I want to look very natural and I want a no makeup look, what I use is this product right here from Fenty Beauty that I do highly recommend, and it is the Fenty Beauty Blurring Stick. I have mine in shade 8. This product simply is the best at spots, correcting redness on the face or covering spots that you want to cover, and just making you look a bit more put together in a very natural way. As the name suggests, it does a beautiful job at blurring your pores. It does a beautiful job at blending out. It's a product that honestly works for all skin types. If you're oily, it'll work for you. If you're dry like me, it'll also work for you. I just love the customization aspect of it. I sometimes use it as a primer underneath foundation as well, but mainly during those days where I just want to look a bit more put together, but I don't necessarily want a full face of makeup. I'm not reaching for a skin tint. This is a product I'm reaching for right here, and so I absolutely love it. When it comes to full face of makeup foundation category, I have 2 foundations to suggest to you. As I said, I'm bringing it back to the basics, and there's no denying that I always go back to the Armani Luminous Silk foundation. I have mine in shade 4.5. This is a foundation that has a beautiful natural finish. It's a foundation that has been around for so many years, and it continues to be a bestseller because it is a foundation that looks extremely natural, that works fantastic for anyone from combination to dry complexions. That is a very natural looking product overall. It's a foundation that is thin, that sinks right into the skin, that has a beautiful buildable medium coverage. I couldn't possibly recommend this foundation enough. It is lovely, it is beautiful, and if you haven't had it for a while, maybe you like remember, oh yeah, I love that foundation a while back and I never purchased it again, this is your sign. Buy it again because you're going to fall in love with the Luminous Silk foundation from Armani. I absolutely love it. It's a foundation that has truly stood the test of time. Now, a new product that I have fallen in love with and that is currently one of my favorite products in my collection, that I feel like if you have dry skin, you must try. I'm wearing it today, by the way, is this right here, the Givenchy Prisme Libre Glow Serum Foundation. This foundation has a beautiful natural to glowy finish. It is a very thin product that sinks right into the skin. It looks extremely natural and it keeps your skin hydrated all throughout the day. It is a long-lasting foundation, absolutely flawless, beautiful buildable medium coverage. Everything I like in a foundation in a bottle. If I were to compare it to the Luminous Silk, I would say this one is a bit more hydrating and it has a natural to glowy finish versus just a natural finish. That's the main difference between the two of them. I love both of them, and I have been obsessing over this Givenchy foundation ever since I tried it a few weeks ago, and so I highly recommend it. That's it. As I said, I'm sticking to the bare minimum in this video as much as I can, and so those are my most suggested foundation products this time around. Moving on to under eye products, and the first under eye product I want to mention and suggest to you is one that I have not stopped using ever since I tried it. This came out, I don't remember if 6 months to a year ago, and it is the Tarte Creaseless Corrector. I have mine in the shade Peach, and this has been my go-to color corrector ever since it came out. A little bit goes a very long way. I like that it has this brush tip applicator. This little line right there is around how much I put right underneath my eye in the darkest area that I want to correct. I blend it out with a brush or a sponge, it doesn't matter, but I just blend it in place exactly over the dark hue underneath my eyes, and then I usually go on with a concealer. The name is right for this one. It is actually a creaseless type of product. It feels very lightweight underneath the eye. A little bit goes a very long way. I absolutely love it. It is worth every penny, and if you, like me, like to correct your under eyes, I highly recommend it. This is a must-have product for you. When it comes to concealer, for the past 6 months, I've basically been right here using only these two products. The first one and my most used one has to be the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Concealers. These are extremely lightweight. I have different colors that I use for different things. Medium coverage products that feel like nothing underneath the eye. They melt right into the skin. They don't crease, they don't feel heavy, they don't look heavy underneath your eye. It is this very lightweight, flawless looking under eye product that I highly recommend. This concealer has been the best I've tried in so long. It's better than the Gucci one, better than the Makeup by Mario one, better than the Tower 28 one, better than the Say one, better than all of these viral concealers that came out. I believe it was last year. We had a bunch of like concealer releases back to back, and they were all really good, okay? But this is better. This is my most used concealer from my collection with reason. Flawless under eyes, creaseless, weightless, very natural looking. If you haven't tried this Laura Mercier concealer and how I'm describing it seems appealing to you, I highly recommend that you try it. Another one I've been non-stop using and loving is this Westman Atelier concealer right here. This one is a bit more natural looking than the Laura Mercier one, in the sense that the Laura Mercier one has a bit more of a luminosity to it. This one has a bit less shine. I will say the Westman one has a bit more coverage than the Laura Mercier one, and it is also a creaseless, seamless product. Very thin underneath the eye that looks incredible. Here's that Westman Atelier one next to the Laura Mercier. As you can see, mine is a bit more yellow, a bit darker in color, and it's not as emollient. It doesn't go everywhere like the Laura Mercier one can easily do. This one kind of stays in place a bit more. An incredible product, and a concealer that seems to kind of blur the under eye area. This one is definitely on the pricey side, but I feel like it has an outstanding performance. I love it, and so I needed to put you guys onto it. Moving on to translucent powder, I have one favorite translucent powder. I can't even show it to you right now because I fully finished mine, so I should actually remember to restock on it once the sale begins, and it is the Danessa Myricks translucent powder. I specifically use the one that has the pink undertone, which is currently available at Sephora. I just checked, so hopefully once the sale begins it'll still be available. This is simply the best translucent powder formula. It blurs, it is mattifying, it is not drying your skin out, it is just seamless and poreless and so natural looking. A little bit goes a very long way. It is honestly the best translucent powder. I used to compare it to the original Givenchy translucent powder formula that got discontinued and everyone was obsessed with, and I would tell you guys back when that Givenchy powder was still available that I liked the Danessa Myricks one even better than that one. So when that one went away, I already had a product that I liked even better than it. If you have not yet tried the Danessa Myricks translucent powder, please do yourself a favor and try it out. I cannot tell you the amount of comments I have read of people telling me I tried the Danessa Myricks translucent powder because you suggested it and I'm obsessed. I know. It's like that good. It's so good. Highly, highly recommended. Hopefully it's still available once the sale begins, because this powder, I'm telling you, tends to sell out, in particular in the pink color. When it comes to highlighter, the only highlighter I have been using for years now that is still my favorite from Sephora is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury liquid highlight, specifically in the shade Pillow Talk. You guys may or may not know, but I'm just not into highlight as much as I used to be. And this one I find looks natural while still enhancing and illuminating your cheekbone beautifully, and without enhancing your pores or your texture. And so this is going to be my only suggestion in the highlight category. I did narrow down my blush formulas as much as I could, but I still have 4 different blush formulas to share with you, 2 powder, 2 liquid. When it comes to liquid blushes, I'm still obsessing over the Say Beauty blush formula. These right here are 3 of my favorite shades: Sweetie, Poppy, and Cutie. Cutie is fantastic for the fall time, but when it comes to spring and summer, I think Sweetie and Poppy are going to be your best choices. I'm actually wearing Poppy on my cheek as we speak. These Say blushes are incredible. They're nice and affordable. They have a beautiful glow to them. They look seamless on the skin, really nice and natural. They apply and spread very easily, and I really, really love them. The other liquid blush I'm wearing is one that I discovered a lot more recently, but I have been obsessing over it ever since I did, and that is the Huda Beauty liquid blushes right here. These are my 2 favorite shades from that line, Cotton Candy and Sunset Lychee. These, just like the Say ones, are extremely easy to apply. They have a little bit less glow to them than the Say Beauty ones do, but just as easy to apply. They also look very natural. They melt right into the skin. If you want to see the exact difference between them, definitely check out the This or That video I posted yesterday, so that you can see them compared side by side, but I absolutely love these as well. And then for powder blushes, you cannot convince me these are not the best powder blushes, period. The best powder blushes at Sephora. I am obsessed with both of these formulas right here, the Too Faced Cloud Crush blushes and the Gucci blushes. No powder blush that has come out this year has impressed me that much, because I have these as like my top favorite. These are the blush formula to beat at the moment, and none of the new blushes that have come out are beating this formula. I love these blushes because they're beautiful and buildable, and they apply seamlessly and they blur your pores so beautifully. The colors that are available are super flattering and very natural looking, very classy, if you will. And literally the same thing applies to the Too Faced Cloud Crush blushes. I feel like these formulas are very similar. I don't know if maybe Too Faced was trying to dupe the Gucci blushes, but I find the formulas to be extremely close in texture and overall performance. They both have this beautiful blurring effect to them. They apply seamlessly, and they have really natural, beautiful, classy looking shades to their line. So I highly recommend that you check both the Too Faced Cloud Crush blush formula and the Gucci one if you want to stay within a certain budget. Definitely the Too Faced ones are going to be more on the affordable side, of course. Let's talk about bronzers next, and once again I have 2 liquid bronzers that I want to talk about. Let's start with the most natural looking liquid bronzer of them all, and one that I love for days where I don't necessarily want to be super sculpted, but it's also not super yellow or super warm by any means. It just has a really nice neutral undertone to it. Anyways, I'm talking about the Say Beauty liquid bronzer. This one in particular is in the shade Sand, and I absolutely love this. This I find is the most natural looking, most easy to apply and blend liquid bronzer that I own. See, take a look at the color of this one. It's just this beautiful brown that has a neutral, maybe like slightly warmish undertone, but I promise you it does not turn orange. It does not turn too warm on the skin at all. It looks extremely natural. It has a glowy finish to it, and it is extremely easy to apply and blend and spread on the face. The second liquid bronzing product I'm going to suggest to you is more of a contour newer product, and it is of course the new Rare Beauty Liquid Contour. I have not put this down ever since it came out a few months ago. Take a look at it in comparison to the Say one. As you can see, it's definitely a lot more cool tone, and it's also a lot more pigmented. You definitely need to apply very, very little of this Rare Beauty bronzer, but it's not intimidating like the blushes. Like the blushes, you do one dot on the face, and even that can sometimes be too much. You can confidently do 2 dots on the forehead, 2 dots on the cheek, 2 dots on the jawline with this one, and it blends to look very natural and very beautiful and very seamlessly and very sculpted as well, because they have really beautiful cool undertones to them. Also very easy to apply, and this one has more of a natural finish to it rather than glowy. Can't pick between the two. Absolutely love them both. And then if you don't want a liquid contour at all, you rather have something that's more of a cream, I also have an option for you that I have been really loving, and that is this right here from Too Faced. The Too Faced contour sticks, you guys, are so good. Let me put it right up here. This one also really nice and cool tone, very natural looking. They have a natural finish to them. They blend very easily. They look incredible on the skin. And as far as the color is concerned, it's kind of like in between these two. Like they definitely have the cool tones to it, but they also bronze you up just a tiny bit, which is incredible. And they smell delicious. They smell like a chocolate bar. So good. Easy to use, easy to apply. I couldn't narrow down my bronzers because I truly have been using all 3 of these interchangeably. Depends on my mood which one I pick. Now, in case you don't want liquid or cream bronzers, because maybe you rather have a powder, I'm going to suggest the Pat McGrath powder bronzer. Actually, also the Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer, it's great. Just, I like them because both of them are very natural looking and buildable rather than too pigmented right away. I prefer my powder bronzers to be on the buildable side, because if it's too much at once, they might be hard to blend out and diffuse afterwards. Here's the Charlotte one. I had not brought it out, but it is also a fantastic choice. I would go with either one of these if you're looking for a powder bronzer, and these have been favorites of mine for like 5+ years now. They have stood the test of time. I'm actually not sure if the Pat McGrath one is more than 5 years old, but this one I think should be, and I love them so much. I am so sorry if that was a lot of information on bronzers, but bronzer is one of the things I'm most passionate about. I love bronzer, and so I have many favorites. Setting spray, there is simply not a better setting spray on the market than the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This is alcohol free, and it truly keeps your makeup lasting forever and ever and ever. I will never tire of suggesting this one, and there's nothing I've tried that comes close to it at all. This is by far the best setting spray, period. So this is the one you need. My 2 favorite mascaras at the moment, and the ones that I've been reaching for most for every day, the one that I reach for most is going to be the Rare Beauty mascara, because it is lengthening and it is thickening and it's not super expensive, and it's just a solid mascara to use. It's going to make your lashes look fabulous and thick and full and beautiful, and it's not going to smear on your face at all whatsoever. But then for the special occasion mascara, I'm going to suggest that you go with the Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize mascara. I have been obsessed with this mascara ever since it came out. I'm calling it my special occasion mascara because it gives you super long, super thick, super defined lashes. It does not transfer, it stays on for a very long time, and it's also on the pricier side. So this one's the one that I reach for when I want my lashes to look spectacular without putting like falsies on. It also is really good at keeping your lashes nice and curled for long periods of time. Continuing with the theme of I'm suggesting only my tried and true products, and in a lot of cases products that you've seen me use 1,000 times on my channel, let's talk about eyeliner. And when it comes to eyeliner, I have 2 types of liner that I like to use. In my waterline, I like to use a waterline eyeliner that is colorful and will match the eye look I'm wearing. Like today, I'm wearing a lilac eyeliner, which is matching the lilac on my eyelids. And for that specifically, I love the Glossier No. 1 eyeliner pencils. By the way, I've had these for probably 3 years now. Use them all the time, sharpen them all the time, and they are still pigmented and creamy, and they are very long lasting on my waterline. They have not expired even after 3 years, and I have used them quite a lot. I have sharpened them quite a lot. They used to be probably around up here, I would say, and I love them. I love these, and they have a bunch of colors that are fun and that will match a lot of more colorful eyeshadows. So highly recommend these if you're looking for waterline eyeliners that are not as fun of colors but that are extremely richly pigmented and very long lasting. I love the Laura Mercier pencil eyeliners. My favorite shade, and the one that I would suggest you get if you have light color eyes, would be the shade Cocoa, because it's like a very rich brown that has a reddish undertone to it, and it makes light eyes stand out like crazy. Besides that, I also really love Espresso for a true rich, very dark brown eyeliner color. They of course have a black and they have a bronze as well, but I would say Espresso and Cocoa are my most reached for from Laura Mercier, and they're super richly pigmented. They melt into your waterline and they last there for a very long time. So highly recommend those. Then if you're looking for a liquid eyeliner to try, the new Anastasia liquid liners are incredible. They're excellent. They have such a precise tip to them. The tiniest little felt tip brush. They draw very precise, very beautiful lines across your eyelid area if you're looking for a liquid liner. And they have more shades on the Anastasia website, but at Sephora you can find the black and the brown shades that you can get throughout the sale. These are probably the best liquid eyeliner I've ever tried, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm obsessed with them. Highly recommend. There are so many lip liner formulas available at Sephora that I absolutely love, but today I'm going to suggest mainly two. I'm going to suggest the Anastasia lip liners, which I absolutely love. My favorite shade I actually have not had for a while because I lost it and I keep forgetting to grab it again. Here's the shade Mocha, which is a warm brown. The shade Deep Taupe is incredible, as well as like a darker, more cool tone brown. And my favorite shade is Muted Mauve, which I just added to my cart because this was my go-to everyday lip liner color and I lost it somewhere, traveling somewhere I guess. Muted Mauve from Anastasia is my #1 most favorite lip liner and my #1 recommendation for my lip liners this year. I love it. Besides the Anastasia lip liners, another lip liner formula I also have been really loving lately is the Say Beauty lip liners. Just like the Anastasia ones, they are the wooden pencil. These are super creamy. I would say a bit more creamy than the Anastasia ones, but still very precise. These are two of my favorite shades, Wink and Flirt. Flirt is the one at the top, which is a bit more warm, and it's the one I've been wearing all throughout this video, and then Wing has a bit more of a pinky undertone to it. Probably would match me better today, but whatever. Really love these as well and have been reaching for them ever since they came out. They are a newer launch, so if you haven't tried the Say Beauty lip liners yet, I highly recommend that you do. This next product doesn't have a specific category, but it is a Sephora collection product that you can grab 30% off throughout the Sephora savings event, and one that I use constantly every single day. I have the jumbo size that I got during the last savings event, and it is the Sephora Daily Brush Cleaner Spray. Sometimes you guys ask me what I clean my brushes with on a daily basis. It is this. I clean my eyeshadow brushes with it, I clean my foundation brushes with it. I was just using it to take my makeup off of the back of my hand with a paper towel. I love this one because it truly helps not only to clean your brushes on a daily basis, but it nourishes your natural hair brushes so that they don't become frail and dry throughout the years, and it keeps the hairs nice and hydrated and conditioned, which is important. So if you're out of your daily brush cleaner, don't forget to repurchase it. The last makeup category is lip products, and I could suggest to you guys a million different options, but I am keeping it very simple. First of all, you need a really good lip balm, and I have yet to try anything better than the Ole Henriksen Pop Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. I love this stuff, and I specifically love this stuff in this flavor, by the way. I have honestly never tried a lip balm I like more than this one. It's thick and long lasting and deeply hydrating in the best way possible. I often put on a lip liner and just put this in the center, and I am happy with the way things look and feel, so highly recommend it. If you want to try a new lip gloss, out of all of the new lip products I have tried lately, my favorite lip gloss I tried is actually the Makeup by Mario lip glosses. This is really lovely, and this color right here specifically, which is obviously totally my vibe, is the color Rose Crush. These are juicy and they are not sticky, and just overall a really high quality lip gloss in my opinion. And then as far as lipsticks are concerned, for the past at least 2 years now, I've just been obsessed with like juicy, glowy lips. It doesn't matter whether they are super colorful or natural or whatever, just this glossy, balmy, hydrating formula that makes your lips look very juicy is what I've been into, and so that is what I'm suggesting to you guys today. I'm once again suggesting the YSL Lip Glaze lipsticks. This is actually what I'm wearing today in shade number 16. This is one of the newest shades and one that is perfect for the summertime. It would be even more summer like if I had paired it with a lighter color lip liner, but I didn't today. Anyways, it is a beautiful peachy shade, glossy, balmy lipstick, and I absolutely love it. If you don't have any YSL lip glazes at all, my most suggested one would probably be O2, which is the clear shade, because you can combine O2 with anything, and any lip liner you combine with this clear shade from YSL, it's just going to mix in with this glossy formula, and the color of the lip liner will be the color of the lip, and this is just going to spread it and add the shine. It's an incredible product, okay? O2 is my favorite, my first lip glaze love, and so I would suggest that you try it first as well because it is fantastic. They now have number 44, which is the baby pink, very popular color from YSL, also in the candy glaze lipsticks, and this is definitely also a favorite of mine. And if you're more so into like brown nudie naturals, then shade number 15 is going to be one that you really love. I know that these are pricey, but I also just really love them, and I love that beautiful glowy juicy formula. Now I did recently realize that Fenty Beauty's Gloss Bomb Sticks are very similar in formula to the YSL candy lip glazes. So I'm going to show you. This is It Fuzzy, which is very similar to the first one I swatched right here. Take a look. Maybe not quite as juicy as the candy glaze ones, but very similarly juicy and a lot more affordable. So if you don't want to go with the YSL $40-something lipstick, then this I think is under 30 and might be a much better option price wise as well. So take that into consideration. I'm done with the makeup, so we're going to briefly talk about hair care and fragrance. When it comes to hair tools, these are my most used right here. This is the Dyson styler. In particular, this round brush is what I use most to just dry my hair and get it straight before styling. This round hairbrush is the most basic thing you can do with your Dyson styler. It also straightens your hair, and it has the barrels that curl your hair with air, and I have used those plenty of times and really love them. The Dyson hair dryers are expensive, but if you're a rouge, it might be worth it getting it with a 20% off coupon. And then when it comes to straightening and curling my hair, these right here are what I use. I believe this is the 1-inch barrel from T3. I use this whenever I want my hair to have a bit of a curl to it, because it's usually faster than the Dyson, even though it is a lot more damaging to your hair. But I have pretty healthy hair, so whatever, I do it. And then when it comes to straightening my hair, this right here I have used for the past 3 years now. It is the digital styler from T3. This is the 1-inch one as well, and it literally gets my hair straight in an instant. I don't even have to divide it up. I just go at it, and it is just a really lovely, really high performing straightener. So I love it and I highly recommend it. It doesn't only look beautiful, it also makes your hair look fantastic. For heat protectant, I've been using this one from Fenty Hair. It is a 5-in-1 heat protecting styler type of cream, and I think it not only like protects my hair, but it also keeps my style lasting lasting longer. So if you're looking for a new heat protectant, definitely give this one a try. It's really nice. And then as far as shampoo and conditioners are concerned, I'm over here still. This was my last suggestion. I bought these jumbo sizes during the last sale and I am still not only using them but also really loving them. These are the Living Proof Full Shampoo and Conditioner. This adds fullness and a volume to the hair, and not only that, but they are not super nourishing, hydrating, which might sound like a negative, but it's actually not. I feel like sometimes we fall into this perception, at least I did. I, for the longest time, thought I needed hydrating, nourishing products that were made for damaged hair, and so I would use those and then my hair would become very oily, and I never realized that I don't have damaged hair. Okay, for some reason I just thought, you know, the more I can care for my hair, then it's never going to be damaged, right? But then my scalp would become overly hydrated, and so when I tried this, my perception on the whole thing changed. These are not necessarily made for damaged hair. They're made to add fullness and volume to your hair, and they work much better for me than the extra nourishing moisturizing products that I was using, because once again, I don't have damaged hair. If you bleach your hair, then you might need those other products, but my hair is pretty healthy. I don't really have a lot of split ends, so I don't know what made me think I needed all the extra hydration and whatnot. The last hair care product I wanted to suggest to you is one that I use every once in a while and I really love, and that is this right here from Briogeo. This is the Briogeo Scalp Revival Charcoal and Coconut Oil Micro Exfoliating Shampoo. Mine is completely empty. I've gone through a few of these jars over the years, and I absolutely love these for when I want that deep cleanse to my hair. Let's say maybe I went a little bit too far between washes and I just need to like deep clean the root of my hair and get all the gunk out. This right here is gonna be your best friend. I absolutely love this, and they do sell a hydrating hair mask that goes really well with this one, also from Briogeo, but I think your regular conditioner will do. The main product I wanted to focus on was this hair scrub because I think it is fantastic. Lastly, let's briefly talk about fragrance, and this year being my first year as a mom and my daughter being very little a few months ago, I have used very little fragrance in general, but whenever I do, these are the ones I'm reaching for. YSL Libre, Prada Paradox. I'm going to link those below because those are the like OG that I love. However, there are variations of those fragrances that I have been really into lately that you must know about as well. My favorite type of scents have a musky base to them, and then they have some vanilla and sweetness in the middle, and then they usually have some flowers as the top notes. These do that, and I think that they're nice and balanced and classy and not overwhelming or overwhelmingly sweet. With summertime coming, I really highly suggest that you try out the Prada Paradox Virtual Flower scent. It says Virtual Flower right up here, and this one is like a fresher, airier, more summery version of Prada Paradox that is going to be fantastic for the spring and summer season. It smells like fresh air, but also it smells like flowers. Imagine you are in a field of flowers and there is a breeze, and then so you're smelling all of those beautiful flowers around you, but it's very airy at the same time. That's the best way I can describe this one for you. It's classy and lovely and soft and a little sweet, and it has the most delicate flowers as well. It is lovely. I highly recommend that you check it out. This next one I now consider to be even better than the original, and it is the YSL Libre Flowers and Flame. I love YSL Libre. I have since it first came out. I've used at least 2 bottles of it at this point. And now there's all these variations of it that I'm trying and loving, sometimes even more than the original. And Flowers and Flame by YSL has to be one of those. This one's definitely much deeper and much sexier than the Prada Paradox I just talked about. It has a bit of sweetness to it. It has like a dark ambery deep type of base. It has some flowers at the top as well. I'm looking up the notes because I'm not exactly sure how to describe this one to you. It says a warm and sensual sun-kissed interpretation of the iconic Libre. At the heart of this fragrance blooms a sun-kissed and creamy cocoa palm tree flower melted with a spicy and solar lily flower. Beneath this blazing floral blast, rich vanilla, adds warmth and an unforgettable long-lasting effect. It does smell a little tropical, but just like very rich and sexy as well. So I really love this one. Lastly, and this is the newest one I've fallen in love with, also a variation of YSL Libre. This is their new alcohol-free scent. It is called Libre Le New alcohol-free perfume with green, mandarin, and bergamot. This one smells like a greener, fresher version of YSL Libre. It's definitely beautifully, delicately citrusy, which I really love. And it is described as a new citrus floral fragrance reminiscent of long Mediterranean summers, created with a blend of juicy citruses like green mandarin and bergamot, along with Libre's iconic sensual orange blossom and vibrant lavender. This scent encapsulates long-lasting summer freedom. Le Eau New is Libre's first alcohol-free eau de parfum, a perfume with skin-enhancing properties. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, but it's probably going to be pretty long. These videos usually are. So if you made it all the way to the end, please leave me a car emoji down in the comment section. That way people will be completely thrown off and be like, why are all these cars here? This is a beauty channel. Leave me a car emoji in the comment section below and I'll know you watched all the way till the end, which I really greatly appreciate. If you are shopping the Sephora sale, please shop the links I'm leaving you down below in the description box. Whenever you shop from my links, it helps out my channel. It is one of the best ways you can support your favorite content creators, by shopping from their links or using their codes. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.